New research has come out that shows that brain rot is actually real. It's not just something that we think is damaging our brain. Scrolling on end, often mindlessly, is actually really damaging us, and that's what I'm going to get into in this episode. So stick around if that's something you'd be interested in listening to. Yeah, welcome back to Thomas Mattia podcast. I always start off with a clap. Yeah, so as mentioned in this intro, this is a topic that's very important in today's world because we need to realize that all of these distractions, all of these things that at first we didn't have the science to back up that's bad for us, it is actually bad for you, and you need to start being more conscious about consumption. It's actually one of the reasons why I would recommend uh, long form content over short form content, because if you're scrolling on YouTube versus scrolling on Instagram, it's often much more intentional. So this decay in brain matter, what scientists have found, I'll put the link down below for the article if you're interested in this. And yeah, they found that scrolling for 2+ hours a day decreases the gray matter in your brain, and that's pretty significant. Imagine creating a drug which makes you stare into nothing for hours on end and do nothing. It's basically what a phone is, basically what short form content scrolling on Instagram is. So, some solutions to this is, it's obviously very simple. Just stop scrolling, but that's very difficult to do once we become attached to our phones and it becomes such a rich part of our daily habit. That's why I'd recommend, if you're watching this right now, just go ahead and just open Instagram and delete it. And this doesn't have to be permanent. Just delete it for one day or a few days, because then once you realize that you don't need to constantly be on it 2 hours a day or how many hours a day you're being on Instagram, then you're going to realize that you're wasting so much time doing this. And a good exercise that you can do is just go outside. You know, the memes say touch grass, but this is a bush. Go outside, be in nature. Put more conscientiousness, be more aware of what you're doing, because what seems to be the negative factor of scrolling is because we're not being intentional with our actions. So that can be very quickly reversed if you have a motivation or have a reason to be on it. So, for example, if you are on the site to be creating content, or if you're just catching up on some friends, that's good. But if you're catching up on some reels they sent you, don't keep scrolling after that, because then you're just scrolling for little hits of dopamine boost, which honestly, dopamine is a reward system, right? But what better reward to be out here in nature? I'm not too sure if the mic is blocking out the birds, but the birds are in the background, and it's very, very nice, very serene. And I just had to put a quick pause there. I just want to say, if you got in this far, your retention, it's some sad news, but good news for you, is that by this point in the video, over 60 to 90% of everyone who clicked on it has clicked off. So if you got in this far, even though it's a very, very easy hurdle to go over, just go into being 4 minutes and 8 seconds into a video, it's something that majority of people can't do. So if you're at this point in the video, you're already ahead of 90% of people. And to take that a step further, the question really is, how can we become less reliant on short form content? Because it is destroying your brain. It's also very damaging socially. So what you can do is go ahead and delete it just for one day. And then maybe 2 days or 3 days, however you need. I know it's something very common. It's called a detox. But oftentimes we're searching in life for lessons to be learned when they've already been spoken to us, but we're just too ignorant to listen to them and take them in. So make sure you go do that. And then once you're able to do that, pick up a book. Maybe Tempest by Thomas Mattia, but something that you would like to enjoy reading, because reading is really one of the most conscious um, intakes of information that you can do. Music is good too because you have to choose what song you're listening to. And movies, you need to choose what you're watching, and even long form videos. But once you're in it, your brain doesn't have to do anything. You can be virtually anywhere and consume the content. And it's just going to keep playing. It's going to be 5:32, 33, 34 minutes into the video. So I just go outside because I know it's very difficult to stop, especially as a 18-year-old myself. This is something difficult to do, but your brains are literally decaying each moment you spend. So hopefully your mind is being active right now, and you're thinking of what you want to do. A good exercise that I recommend is just putting on 30-minute timer and just sit down in your bed, just sit down anywhere you'd like, and just do nothing at all, absolutely nothing. And what you're going to realize there is that boredom is actually one of the key kickstarters to being productive, because you literally have nothing else to do but being productive. Shout out to my mom. I love you. She sent me that article. And also what you can do is you can actually plan your day. You'll find you have more time to think, because a lot of our creativity, here's what they don't tell you. A lot of your creativity is sometimes deterred by how much intake of content you are consuming. Sometimes all you need is that break for the magic to start coming. Most people say that, I found from my personal experience that creativity often comes from when you are, uh, there's nothing else to think about. Yeah, so it's really a pressing matter in today's society. And what I want to say, it's very important, is if you go pick up a book, your immediate goal, if you're doing that after watching this video, is just to spend less time off your phone. But if we're looking at long-term feasible solutions, it's not going to be feasible if deep down inside you know that scrolling is much more enjoyable. So that's why, if you want this to not just be something, a phase that you're most likely going to do for one day and then go back to your life and your brain's decaying, what you need to do is change your motivations and what you find enjoyable. So you can just do that by just reading one chapter at a time. Never read in pages, because if you say you want to read 20 pages of a book a day, and you could stop in the middle of the chapter, but the author intended for the video to go on much longer. So yeah, go by chapters and find a way to reward yourself if in the beginning the book isn't too enjoyable. And choose any book you'd like. If you like science fiction, I recommend go reading Tempests, down the link below. It's a very short book. It's only 140 pages, so it's honestly much more realistic read than all these 300, 400 page chonkers, although I do want to start writing those. Or go ahead and read anything else that you'd like, but read the entire thing. Don't just say you're going to do it and then act upon nothing and go against your word. And also, yeah, make sure to leave a review on the books you can do. Just anything that you do that's taking conscious decisions. Because the more that you go through life kind of like on autopilot, who knows that maybe they'll publish research that shows the brain matter is decaying just there. It's also very negative socially. So yeah, if you've watched this far into the video, I truly appreciate you. This is a shorter podcast, but I thought this is something that really needs to be said today. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll be having a reaction out soon to the new Christian album by MTM Isaiah. Another way I found is also curating the type of content that you're listening to. So try to take in only the good stuff. Go outside, read, go journal, do your prayers, and especially music. Today there's lots of profanity and lots of all sorts of stuff. If you really take the time to read the lyrics, it's really bad, but you probably don't notice it because you're an auto-tune. So that's why I recommend Christian music. So if you want to get into that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out that reaction. and also I believe it was Slip446 who commented on my last video. I will, at the end of the video, review the Brandon Lake episode as well. So yeah, by this point, there's only 10% of people sticking around. So, you know, if you're still here, I appreciate it so much. Go have a wonderful day. Yeah, go have a wonderful day. God bless.